Hello monkeys, welcome to the 2022 Gorilla Tag tutorial. If you want to learn a certain thing, there's timestamps in the description. Just click on that and it'll take you to whatever you want. The game mechanics, which by that I just really mean the hitboxes. So there's only 3 hitboxes that I know of at least, and it is both of your palms and your face, because you put your hand to the ground, it stops at the palms. And then if you ever want to be an emo kid, next thing I want to move on to is how to move fast, because how are you going to do anything else if you can't move? How people normally move when they first get into the game is they'll actually just pound both of their hands into the ground. There's more height in your jump when you're doing that. If you lessen the height in your jumps, you're already going to be way faster. It also helps if you have long arms, unlike me. I have very short arms. Long arms will just help you get faster. Do not use any long arms technique. It will get you permanently banned if you fake having long arms. But if you're just really tall in real life, good job, you're tall. A little technique that's pretty much useless in this game competitively, but pretty funny, is the funny walk. So just take your hands and kind of just twirl them around. Get a bit faster and a bit faster. I love doing it just to mess with people.
What the dog doing?
The next thing you need to learn is hug climbing, pinch climbing, and I will talk a bit about wall jumping. When you're hug climbing and pinch climbing, there's actually main differences in them. People think it's the same thing, but there is a difference in them. So in hug climbing, you're hugging 2 sides of a wall from 2 edges walls and pushing it down. It's pretty easy. It's easy to master. Just comes with time and practice, right? And then with pinch climbing, what you're doing is you're actually just taking one edge and then you're grabbing both sides, like the 2 sides connected to one edge, and then you're pushing it down. Same thing. Pinch climbing and hug climbing comes in different scenarios. Hug climbing is usually like when you're just hugging an object, like a pole, maybe even this. But mainly when you're hug climbing, it's gonna be right here. And pinch climbing, you can use it here, 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 and here. I think you know which one now is really more important. With wall jumping is the fact that it's actually pretty slow. The only reason you'd ever want to use it is if you're ever trying to like juke a monkey. You can do something like that. I'll just do a comparison. When talking about how to wall climb, there's actually a lot of places you can learn where to wall climb. Particularly, I learned in caves in this specific spot, because it's really easy to get a grasp for wall climbing in this place. When you're trying to learn how to wall climb, what I'd recommend you do is try and push yourself into the other wall. Try and do that 3 to 5 times in a row perfectly. And then once you got that down, go to the other hand, push yourself into the other wall. Do the same thing 3 to 5 times in a row. See if you can master it, get it down. And then once you're able to do that, just put them both together. Push yourself into that wall. 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 And make sure when you are doing that, that you're adding a bit of a downward force to it, so that you can also go up. You're not just stuck at the same level the entire time. Once you've mastered that, then you can move on to the forest map again, where you have this wall right here. This is what everyone recognizes as the wall climbing wall, really. As you can see from caves, it's straight. It isn't slanted much, but it's still the same concept. Just to go up, try and put yourself into the other wall, and get used to this normal slant. And once you can do that, just try and put it together, and you should be able to get to the top pretty easily. Once you can get to the top regularly, then you can continue to go in. Go up here and do this part. There's a lot of ways to branch off from wall climbing up here. If you're still having trouble with this, you can't even get past this part, what you should do, put your hands together like this, pretend like you're skiing. Try and put them back and just don't be scared. You stick to the wall for a good half of a second. If I do this, you stick to the wall for a good second. So don't be scared, take it slow. And then this brings us to wall running. It seems pretty simple, except it can actually be really hard. It's one of the hardest things to master in this game. I still haven't done it, but I've gotten to a point where I can almost wall run the entire map. Except we're back in caves where I learned how to also wall climb. This is where I learned how to begin wall running. Now, what you want to do is when you're running, put your hand parallel to the wall and just kind of go down. But don't go down with all your force. Just a little gentle push up, you know. And then try and add a little forward force to it. Once you can get this down, you're pretty much ready. Now we're back to forest, and this is where I started progressing a lot in wall running. All you want to do is go to, you see where this like little angle comes in to where it starts slanting in? Go up here, try to wall run, and don't start like wall running up here to try and get extra height. Just wall run, see how much height you can get, and if you can get to slippery just by doing this. Because if I was putting all of my power into every single swing, like, I'm just gonna get pushed away. The next spot is actually by treehouse. It's right here. Come down here, and then where you see this little dent in, that's where you want to wall climb. Get all the way up to slippery. Now, I thought it was really hard when I started, but now it's actually pretty easy. Obviously, there's people way better at this than me. And I got it to slippery. There. And then you can continue wall climbing all the way over here. Apollo has a video on universal routes, and he probably explains it way better than I can. So I'll link his video in the description below so you can get a better understanding of it, because I doubt I can really explain it well. There's 19 trees on the map, excluding the treehouse one since it's missing a couple branches. Except all of these trees are the exact same model. So if you learn one universal route, which is one route on one tree, you've learned essentially 19 routes for every single tree. Now for a single tree, it has 12 branches, and I'll number them 1 through 12 from bottom to top. So if I say 1 through 5, that'd mean the first branch, the third branch, and the fifth branch, which is actually a route that I like to do a lot of the time. It's because you go to the first branch, third branch, fifth branch. I mainly do it on the tree over here. So if you're doing a 147 route, it's just the first branch, the fourth branch, and then the fourth branch always has a branch going off of it. And if you jump from this branch, you can always make it to the seventh branch, and then you can just go off from that. Now this also ties in with the branching, and that's why universal routes are so good. It's the main part of branching, really, knowing how these trees are modeled and how you can just go around and work off of trees. Like seriously, it's really important to know this stuff.